Hello students, hope you all are safe in your home. Today we will continue our topic nature and significance of management. In last session, we have studied about the meaning of management, characteristics of management, objective of management and importance of management. And today we will learn about the nature of management, levels of management, functions of management and coordination. Nature of management. There is a conflict about the nature of management, whether management is a science or an art or a profession. Some management experts consider it as a science, while some place it in category of art or profession. So today we will study one by one management as an art, management as a science, and management as a profession. Management as an art. So before starting this topic, we should know the meaning of art. Art refers to the practical application of existing knowledge. For example, when a person after completing the course of engineering course start working as an engineer in a company, his work is known as art. Here also we will test that management is an art by application of the characteristics of art in management. The first application of art is existence of theoretical knowledge. Art is always based on theoretical knowledge. On the basis of this knowledge, one can understand how a particular work can be accomplished. In this context, management is an art as a lot of literature is available in with the various areas of management. The second characteristics of art is personalized application. The practical use of theoretical knowledge varies from individual to individual. Art, therefore, is a very personalized concept. For example, two teachers, two players, two actors, or two writers are always differ in demonstrating their art. Managers also apply theoretical knowledge of management differently depending upon their creative they are. Hence, management possesses this feature of art too. The third feature of art is based on practice and creativity. Just as an art can be improved with the help of practice, in the same way, manager skills also improve with practice. The above analysis clearly established that management possesses all the characteristics of art, and on this very basis, it has been accepted as an art. Management as a science. Now we should know the meaning of science before starting this topic. So, science refers to that systematic body of knowledge which is acquired on the basis of observations and experiments, and verification of this knowledge is possible. Here also we will test that management is a science by showing that there are some important characteristics of science which are also present in management. The first one is systematized body of knowledge. It is necessary for science to be systematized body of knowledge. Management is also a systematized body of knowledge because it has its own theory and principles which are developed by the management expert after years of research. The second characteristic is principle based on experimentation. After applying these characteristics of science to management, we find that development of management took years for the collection of facts, their analysis and experiments. In other words, management came into existence because of the continuous and encouraging labor of the theorists and various people concerned. The third characteristics of science is universal validity. Scientific principles are based on truth and they can be applied at every time and in every situation. Thus, its universal application is possible. In this, in the field of management too, manager knowledge and principle of management are considered to be based on truth and they too can be applied anywhere and in any situation. But the principle of management are not as exact as the principle of science, as their application may not lead and the desired result always. So the management cannot be treated as a perfect science, but its principles are subject to change with time, situation and human nature. It is better to be called as applied science or inexact science. Management as a profession. Meaning of profession. Profession refers to that economic activity which is conducted by a person having some special knowledge and skills which is used impartially to serve various sections of society. These are the some important characteristics of profession. And now we will test whether these characteristics are present in management or not. The first one is well-defined body of knowledge. The important quality of a profession is the possession of a specialized knowledge. Management has its own principles based on experiments. It requires special competence to bring them into use. On the basis of this specialty, management can be accepted as a profession. The second characteristic of profession is restricted entry. The entry to a profession is restricted through acquiring an educational degree. For example, a degree in law is essential for joining the law profession, but as far as the management is concerned, there is no such condition for being a manager. Hence, on this basis, management cannot be accepted as a profession. The third characteristic is professional association. The third characteristics of profession is that it must have a representative professional association which performs the important function. For managers, All India Management Association has been established, but it is not essential to be a member of this association in order to be a manager. Therefore, on this basis, management cannot be accepted as a profession. The fourth characteristic is ethical code of conduct. Members of a profession are bound to follow a code of conduct, but no such code of conduct has been laid down in connection with management. On this basis, it can be said that management is not at all a profession. The last characteristic is service motive. The main motive of a profession is to serve the society. Though there is no code of conduct regarding management, but its social responsibility are being stressed upon increasingly. On the basis of our study, it can be said that management does not fulfill some of the characteristics of the profession. Now, next topic is levels of management. Now, management is categorized into three levels: top management, middle management, and operational management. Top level, it consists of senior most executive who are usually referred as the chairman or chief executive officer, president, vice president, BOD or CEO. The second one is middle level management. They are usually division heads who are the link between top and lower level of management. The third one is operational management. They are usually the foreman and supervisor who actually carry on the work or perform the activities. So our next topic is functions of management. Our next chapters are also based on these functions. They are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. In this chapter we will study about this in short. The first one is planning. It refers to deciding in advance what to do, how to do and developing a layout of achieving goals efficiently and effectively. Organizing means it refers to the assigning of duties, grouping tasks, establishing authority and allocating of resources required to carry out a specific plan. Staffing, it implies right people for the right job. The fourth function is directing. It involves leading, influencing, motivating employees to perform the tasks assigned to them. The last function is controlling. It refers to the performance measurement and follow-up actions that keep the actual performance on the path of plan. Coordination. Coordination is also called the essence of management. Coordination means binding together all the activities such as purchase, production, sales, finance to ensure continuity in the working of the organization. It is considered as a separate function of management in order to achieve harmony among individual efforts towards the accomplishment of goals. Important characteristics of coordination. It integrates group efforts. It ensures unity of action. It is a continuous process. It is an all-pervasive function. and it is the responsibility of all managers. Now the last topic of this session is importance of coordination. The first important is growth in size. When there is a growth in size, the number of people employed by the organization also increases. Thus, to integrate the efforts, coordination is needed. The second one is functional differentiation. In an organization, there are separate departments and different goals. The process of linking those activities is achieved by coordination only. The third one is specialization. Modern organization is characterized by the high degree of specialization. Coordination is required among different specialists because of their different approaches, judgment, etc. This is all about this session. Hope you have understood the topic. Thank you for watching this video.